Hello, in this short video tutorial we're going to take a look at how changing this course format setting changes the look and feel of your course. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to collapse this section of the navigation pane so that I can have easier access to the administration panel. And when I do, I'm going to click on Edit Settings for my course. The first format we're going to look at, and I'm going to click on Expand All before I get started so that I can see all of my settings, is I'm going to look at the Topics format first. When I set up something in the Topics format, I also have, whether it be Topics Weekly or Collapsed actually, will need to also control the number of sections. Now don't worry, if I need more or less sections later, I can come back and change that. I happen to already know that this particular course has 17 sections, so I'm going to go ahead and set that. With the Topics format, the only other options that we have to worry about is what happens with our hidden sections. In other words, if I have the eyeball closed for a section, how do I want them to appear? Do I want them to show in collapse form or to be completely invisible? Some instructors like to show those hidden sections in collapse form so that they'll at least see that there's topics coming up for particular items. Some instructors like for it to be completely invisible. That's up to the individual instructor. Okay, you can also control whether or not all of your sections show on one page or one section per page. We're going to take a look first at what it looks like to have our hidden sections in collapsed form with one section per page. Let's scroll down and save the changes for this option. Okay, and you'll notice that I have a block for each topic. So here's topic 1, topic 2, and so on. And if I scroll all the way down, you'll see that I have 17 topics or sections for this course. Okay, now let's take a look at turning the eyeball off for our topic 2. When I turn the eyeball off, remember I had a setting that determined how those hidden sections would look. What I want to do is I want to see what this looks like for my students. So I'm going to switch role to student. And when I do, topic 1 is available and I can see. Topic 2, it shows me in collapse form that there's a topic that's not available. Then it moves to topic 3, topic 4, and so forth. Okay, I'm going to now return to my normal role so that I can continue editing as an instructor. I'm going to turn on the editing, and I'm going to turn the eyeball back on for that topic 2. Okay, so now let's take a look at one of the other items, which was looking at collapsed topics. I'm going to scroll up to the administration block again, click on Edit Settings, click on Expand All again so that I can see all of my options. And this time I'm going to choose the Collapsed Topics format. I'm going to scroll all the way back down to the bottom, and without making any additional changes, I'm going to save. And now you'll notice that I have these toggles I can open or close all. So if I select Close All, you notice that all of my topics are collapsed with just the titles for each of those topics. So if I wanted to quickly go to section 14, there's a lot less scrolling. I can collapse or expand any individual topic, or I can expand a couple of topics. So this gives me a lot of flexibility in how I use my screen space, and students tend to like this because they can expand and collapse the topics as they are working on them and not have so much scrolling, particularly if you have a large course with a lot of sections. Okay, now let's take a look at some of the settings that go along with collapsed topics. I'm going to go back to Edit Settings. I need to expand all again. Okay, we already talked about number of sections and how you can hide or make sections completely invisible. What I also want to look at is an option called Set Structure. This is another one I think you'll find very useful. I want to look at choosing the current topic first, and you'll see why in just a minute. You'll want to make sure that your editing is turned on for the next part of this, but when you scroll down, if I open all of my sections, you'll notice that there's a light bulb in the upper right hand corner of each section. I'm going to go down to section 3, which my section 3 is my tutorial 2, building a database and defining table relationships, and I'm going to click that eyeball for just a moment. When I click that eyeball, if I were to come back up to the top of the breadcrumb trail and click on my course again, you'll notice that that current topic, or the one that I clicked the light bulb for, moves to the top of my course. The reason instructors really like this, as well as students, is that let's say that topic 15 is your current week. You can always have what you mark as current material displayed at the top of the course without having to use the arrow to click and drag your course somewhere else on the page. And this becomes a lot easier to navigate. I could then close all, and when I get ready for my next week, which would be my section 4 to be the current topic, again I would click the light bulb for that topic, and when anyone were to come into the course after that setting change is made, that topic now moves to the top. So this is very helpful to keep the current material at the top of the course to minimize scrolling along with the collapsed topics. And it beats the old method that some of us faculty learned, which was clicking and dragging a section up and down. There were some code problems with that, so this helps avoid that as well. I think you will like using that method for controlling the content of your course. Okay, I'm going to click the eyeball so that there's currently nothing selected as the current topic. And I'm going to close all, and I'm going to move my section 4 back now to where it belongs below section 3. Okay, now the last format we're going to show you is the weekly format. Notice that the course has a start date, and that's important. The start date is not something that faculty should change because your start date should coincide with the official start date of the course. But we do want to point out what the start date of the course is. This course's start date was May 3rd of 2013. And I'm going to click Save Changes. And now, instead of having my topics numbered, they are corresponding by every 7 days. So May 3rd through the 9th would be the first week of the course. May 10th through the 16th would be next, and so on and so forth. One of the main reasons that we suggest not using this format is the fact that none of our semesters go from a true start to end date with no interruption. When you have a weekly format and you have vacation, storm makeup days, etc., there is no accounting for that in the weekly format. A lot of times assignments will have to be split over 2 weeks, especially when that happens, and it creates duplicate entries for assignments and quizzes that can be confusing to students. So we recommend that you use a topics format and then just set them up in whatever your weekly schedule would be. But we do want to point out that option for those who feel that they must have that option available to them. Okay, this concludes the brief explanation of the various course formats available to you under your course settings. Again, if you have any questions, you can let us know at dl@email.carteret.edu. Thank you.